People. Que pasa, sapa, say what they do. Welcome to Crime Time News. First thing that is popping in the news, it seems as if these dancehall artists, them no learn, them no hear, them hard head. However, people, like I've always said, a hard ears make for a soft ASS. So therefore, who can feel, them I go hear. My point is that una go dead off. Now people, there's been a flare up in a place called St. Andrew South Waterhouse to be specific. Now we hear say, out of the blues, dancehall artist, Shaney, he is a person of interest, not a suspect. Him and the next man, the next person's name is Tractor. Shaney's government name, Theophilus Edwards. Now people, I know that when the father or the mother named this youth, they were not expecting him to be a dancehall artist slash gunman slash gangster slash crime producer. They thought that he might have been some sort of professor or something, people. Me no know. However, we say out of the blue, this man is now a person of interest. Now, Shaney has been out of the spotlight for a couple of years or so, and people. Me nah say him nah do no sorts of song. I am not saying that he is not hitting the studio. However, it seems as if his interest lies in something else. Illicit activity, people. Me no know that what the poor them must say. Now people, let me give you the history of Mr. Shaney. Shaney and them boasting at the time with the Tommy Lee Sparta, the Sparta and them. There's been some conflict with Shaney and Tommy Lee Sparta amongst other people. Shaney is said to be from Montego Bay. Shaney, like a lot of these artists, they are very talented, very lyrically gifted, can deliver with their songs. However, a lot of them are mix-up. Maybe they are victims of their environment. I am not going to say that. However, we know so them mix-up, they are about that life in which them sing about. So therefore, they are diversifying their musical career along with the gangsterism. So people, it is not as if they are some set of saints. Now the last time I saw or heard anything about Shaney was maybe a couple of years ago. Yes, he was putting out a couple of songs and he was doing a whole lot of shows, mostly in a Montego Bay. However, I noticed that he was distracted. I noticed that he was going back and forth, not only with the saga as it pertains to Tommy Lee. You know, said Tommy Lee locked up a couple of years ago, so you know how long me I talk about. That was the last sighting I got of him. However, my point is this. When I saw him on social media going back and forth with people, trying to defend himself, I said, you know, so this youth don't realize him talent. You know, so this youth distracted. You know, so this youth I get frustrated. You know, so this youth I got end up back and I take the part of mostly the streets. So people, me just say, there's a saying in Jamaica and it goes something like this. The devil always finds work for idler. Whenever you have a talent, whenever you get a blessing, whenever you end up in a volatile community as a youth, and you get deliverance, whether it is from your musical talent, God-given ability, and you don't take advantage of that opportunity, it always comes back and it haunts you. So therefore, if you not stay focused, you're going to take the wrong path, and you say the wrong path, it is going to lead you down a path of destruction. So therefore, when I see Shaney, not saying that he's not doing any sorts of music, however, for some reason or the other, we know Jamaica stay already. The trap music will take over the place right now. the trapper them a chopper. So therefore they are paying these licky selector, radio DJ. So therefore that is the music that is being pushed right now. So therefore artists can get frustrated. However, it should not lead you to the part in which you're going to take up criminal activity. So people, my point is this. Him used to hot in a Montego Bay. Him used to frequent Rose Heights. So therefore him have all sorts of link to him name. And now him end up down a Waterhouse. Waterhouse hot. And people, here's how it goes. If you are an artist, if you are a name brand, face recognition, whenever anything goes down, if you even have the least part for playing out, the fact that your name coming like it start with A are the easiest and the first name for call. It's like your name A. People are going to call you first because you have the name. You everybody know about. Because people are going to see and say, wait. Now she need that from Montego Bay, top chopper, top artist. And people, like me say, me don't know what is the case. However, the people in my Hunts Bay Power station, they put out something and them say, listen, today is the 29th of July 2022. Make sure, say, by midday you find yourself down here. Don't make we have to come for look for you, because whenever we come for look for you, ain't nobody seeing you anymore. Unless, of course, it is your final send off. So therefore, do something before something do you. Point blank and period. Now the next thing that is popping in the news, it is called live by the gun. More than likely, you're going to get taken out by that said tool. I am speaking about a young man. His name is Sean Smith, OC, aka Blacks. Blacks is from Westmoreland. Blacks is from a volatile community. Blacks, like most persons that are involved in all sorts of crime and violence, they usually learn the hard way, meaning the wrong way. It is said that on the 28th of July 2022, less than 48 hours ago, Blacks was taken out. I want you to listen to Blacks' girlfriend as Blacks lay down upon the ground, pretty much BLEED out. The whole of the marrow splash out upon the ground, upon him head back. Apparently it looked like him get it from the forehead and then it leak out through the back, meaning that it blow through the back. So people, take a listen, take a look, and then I'll give my piece.
Blacks with chat there.
Now people, usually when we hear people lose them life in a Jamaica on a daily basis, if that person don't have any sorts of baggage or luggage, meaning criminal past, criminal presence, any sorts of crime producer, yeah, we are going to be sympathetic because that person should not have lost their life. They were just random victims. However, when we hear a man, and this is his picture right here, and we see that he was wanted for wounding with intent, illegal possession of firearms, and also ammunition, unless of course he was framed, unless of course he is innocent like most criminals that are in our penal institution. Nobody never do nothing wrong. So therefore, whenever people like this lose them life, you as the mother, you as the family member, especially as the girlfriend, you should know that Blacks, he was not getting up every day early in the morning, crack a dawning, take a shower, shave and take a SHIT, put on him clothes, jump in him car with him Itachi case and gone down a Sagicor or NBC, whichever one of them you want to call it. NCB, sorry. You know that Blacks was doing the street, doing the road, You know that blacks was making people victims. You know that blacks was hurting, taking away, and maiming people out there. So therefore, whatever you do unto others, so let it be done to you. And people, that is a part of the Bible that nobody has ever heard or seen or heard of quoted before. However, you get the point. Some just say, Black's girlfriend, whatever proceeds of crime you was getting, whatever you was the beneficiary of, make sure say you save it, because people, them rain upon him, and these are the rainy days. However, people, just like she get her next Blacks, when them put Mr. Blacks in the board box, and the Blacks, she go get her next one just like him, because that is how they live. So people, she just a ball for now. However, a lot of family member did a ball before this. So people, so it go, so it come, point blank and period. Now the next thing that is popping in the news, it is called the blind is leading the blind. And we see that the House of Representatives, they are tabling the new firearm bill. In this firearm bill, they said that it is going to be a minimum of 15 years, minimum mandatory for anybody that gets caught with an illegal fire piece. Minimum. No problem with that. However, one of the things that I see that I am kind of baffled about is the fact that they are now saying that whenever any sorts of illegal fire piece come on the wharf, seaport or airport, and them hold it, they are going to do what they call a controlled delivery, meaning that they are going to switch the real tool with some sorts of fake tool, and they are going to deliver it to the people and the recipients, and then they are going to bust them. So pretty much they are going to set up a sting. Now people, have you noticed the amount of seizures or tool that them hold at the seaport and the airport, Montego Bay and Kingston? Have you also noticed that there's always some sort of person of interest or even was a suspect? However, in most cases, these persons of interest and suspect, they are questioned, do some sort of question and answer, and then they are released. So pretty much the smoking gun becomes a whimper, a firecracker. Now people, we've noticed that there's a whole bunch of failures. The only type of success is that we see that when them hold the people with the tool them, intercept them upon the highway. Or if they go to a lot of these gated communities and them kick off the door and them catch them with them hand in the cookie jar. Red-handed pretty much is my point. However, a lot of these cases that we see at the seaport and airports, they are epic failures. Them not hold nobody. So people, it leads me to believe that there is no sort of proper crime strategy. There is no sort of plan that is going into these seizures at these ports. And people, the reason for this is that the people that are ahead, security minister, justice minister, they have no sorts of crime fighting, military background. Them don't know a damn thing about crime fighting. So therefore, they are not implementing proper strategy for all these people. Because people, anybody with an iota of sense would tell you that, listen, if you get a shipment, don't load it up on the news, in the media. Deliver it as if nothing went wrong. And then when you hold the people, you hold them red-handed. Them can't say, honor them. However, when you find something at the wharf and then you put it out there and you put out people's name, you're giving them a chance for runway. You're giving them a chance to come up with some sort of alibi. And people, this is the same thing that they're doing once again. They're letting people know, say, listen, whenever we find these real tools, we are going to do some sorts of sting. We are going to do some sorts of control delivery. So people, you are tipping them off. You're giving them a heads up. However, people, that is why I say the blind is leading the blind. Dumb and dumberer. Point blank and period.